Greetings and peace be unto you. I greet you in truth, balance, and wholeness. Let us arise in power. To my spiritual and cultural family on the continent of Africa and the African diaspora. To my extended family in India and Sri Lanka. And to my sisters and brothers of humanity across the globe. I say peace be unto you. There's a story about a small group of about 15 soldiers led by a distinguished officer. The major had led a patrol to relieve a section of troops in the Himalayas. It was cold and there was a lot of snow, and it was treacherous for the troops to climb. The major prayed if someone could offer a cup of tea. Eventually, after walking a while, the troops came upon a tea shop after about 3 hours of walking. The tea shop was locked and empty. So the major ordered one of the troops to break into the shop. The shop had everything that the troops needed. There was tea and packets of biscuits. The soldiers drank the tea and ate the biscuits, but eventually the major felt a little bad, for he knew that his troops were not a band of thieves. So he reached down into his pocket and pulled out some money and put the money on the counter under a sugar container. Now, the major felt a little relieved. Well, the major and the troops replaced the group, and they stayed for several months. Then when it was time for them to leave and they journeyed back, they came across the shop again. This time the owner was in the shop and the lights were on and the door was open. The owner invited them in and they drank tea and they ate biscuits, and the owner told stories about his life and his faith. Then as the owner was fellowshipping with the troops, one of the soldiers questioned the shop owner and said, "How can God keep you in poverty?" The owner looks at the young Saeed and tells the troops that his son was beaten by terrorists. He had to close the shop so he can go and visit his son in the hospital. He had no money and no one would loan him any money. Everyone feared the terrorists. He had no hope. He prayed for help. Then the owner told them when he returned back to his shop after visiting his son in the hospital, he found money on the counter under the sugar container. The owner said that day, God answered my prayer. The major paid the bill, and he gave the owner a hug And he whispered, indeed, God answers prayer. As I prepare to conclude, might I leave you with some words of wisdom? We must live in line with and in accordance with and in harmony with nature and control our own desires. Take advantage of the things that irritate us or come in opposition of us and inspire ourselves to elevate ourselves to our true self, our higher self, a higher state of consciousness, the God in you. Your walk in this life, your journey, should be a reflection and a response to your spirit. Many of us talk expecting for others to listen to us. Might I encourage you that when you speak, don't speak with the expectations of people to listen. But as you speak, listen to yourself. And do not become committed or conformed to other people's agenda for you or their opinions about you. Live your life holy. Live your life with respect. Live your life in truth. Live your life in the truth that is in you. Until next time, peace and bright moments.